No intro today, folks. Let's get straight into this. To all my American viewers, I'm sorry. You have my sympathy, and I will support you. I hope all of you are doing well. And I would say to those people who live in California, you don't deserve Mayor Karen Bass or Governor Gavin Newsom. To my American viewers, I need to ask you this before I continue, or before I start. Why did Trump call Gavin Newsom Newscum? Say it in the comments.
All these LA rioters were having fun, running around looting, until Koreans started trending in California, as the LAPD apparently deployed their own rooftop Korean detail to watch over the massive amounts of protesters taking over the streets that eventually spilled onto the 101 freeway, as it's basically LA tradition to block traffic whenever you're mad at something else.
Okay, just a little bit of, I don't know if Decoy Voice is gonna touch on this. I did check. Korea has a mandatory enlisting or mandatory service, which according to what I've heard is a 30-month enlistment. So you have to assume that many Korean immigrants, mainly from South Korea, have experience. And it's a good thing that South Korea does that, since they had to be prepared with war against North Korea, which that's besides the point. At least they prepared.
So now, the city deployed their armored cowboy cop cavalry to clash with the EBT class.
Alright, cavalry!
But sadly, their counterattacks scared the horses.
Whoa! Whoosh! Whoa, that's...
So these mounted police played polo on their faces.
Okay, sorry, I had to pause that. Yeah, you wanna know what could be interesting? Mounted cavalry charge. I mean, that could send them running.
Then smashed out some windows for good measure.
Ooh, that's... wow.
Now, of course, this 6-second clip doesn't look good, but it's not like these cowboy cops just popped out of nowhere. Because if you drove to a riot to hand out snacks and drinks like a soccer mom for insurrection, then saw those same rioters setting off explosions at the horses that are slowly marching towards you saying, "Move your car," I don't really feel sorry for you. As a mob marched onto the freeway, waving all the flags of the countries they demand they not be sent to. But when CHP responded, those coppers got trapped under the bridge.
Rocks, or it looks like
a lot of them,
yeah, concrete. You know, another scooter has now been thrown. You
there
saw
you go, throw.
CHP
There's
just
smoke.
throw, yeah, smoke up there.
But the protesters were prepared for tear gas, deploying a leaf blower to send it right back, as their friends started destroying the streets to collect more rocks to throw at the cops. And they almost took one of them out.
Get down! Get down!
With the first rock knocking off his helmet, and the next one nearly taking off his head. One of these cosplay revolutionaries is really gonna hurt somebody and spend the rest of their life in federal prison, all because they didn't have anything better to do on a Monday afternoon. But before that, they're just causing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damages.
You know, if this were Malaysia, all of them would be arrested. I'm thankful that the protest here is mainly peaceful. My country did have protests, however, they did not go as far as this kind of stunt. They know freedom of speech. And most importantly, because if you don't know this, every time there's a protest, the organizers have to submit an order, or perhaps to let the police know there was a rally. And if the police says, okay, you're good to go, the organizer proceed. If the police says no, the organizer doesn't do it, doesn't proceed. Simple as that.
In theory, their own tax dollars will go to repairing. But nah, that's probably not happening, so they're trying to set fire to those vehicles. And even when they tried to put it out, the cops kept getting pelted by projectiles. But eventually, the LAPD began to take back the freeway. And even though they're deploying tear gas, why won't they ever employ blue dye so they can track these guys? So after being commanded to disperse, if they show up to the next location looking like a smurf, they immediately know who the bad actors are. And there were bad actors smashing up those Waymo automated taxis. Also, they can do a photo shoot while waving a Mexican flag with a headband of not Spanish text, as they burned at least 4 brand new Waymos costing over $100,000 each. where now there's a massive migration of Waymo Jaguars fleeing the city of LA. Now this isn't the biggest issue, but it's a clear example of how cities that cater to crime clear out any potential for innovation, or at the very least, peaceful civilization, as it's impossible to invent the technology of the future when your city looks like the third world. As even outside City Hall, the mob started putting up their barricades made out of blue benches, essentially creating a no-go zone around City Hall, all so they can have a little mini motorcycle meet.
Whether it's Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, you have to think the average people within those countries. I'm 100% certain Gaza doesn't want Hamas to be in power, or even Palestine doesn't want Hamas. They've tried to protest, and guess what happens? Hamas counter back, capture them, torture them, eliminate them. And many people downplay it. When US brought aid to the Gaza, Hamas shoots them. And most importantly, many streamers, political streamers such as Hassan Piker, downplay the situation. Even when Palestinians protest against Hamas, Hassan Piker downplays it.
And in other places, the protesters are dancing. This only looks stupid because it is stupid, but you only think that because you have a purpose, as this wasn't stopping anybody, with the riot police easily bursting through their siege. And just inside, LA Mayor Bass makes a speech where you can actually hear the explosions outside.
We're working with officials, we're organizing resources, but what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration.
And she repeatedly blamed Trump.
And I don't want people to fall into the chaos that I believe is being created by the administration completely unnecessarily.
Mayor Bass, you're the one who did it, genius. Oh my god, this guy really is stupider than... I think this guy and even Karen Bass is much stupider. But then again, this is the media. They're not gonna say that.
California Governor Gavin Newsom followed suit.
Fox News is calling it the LA riots. Is it a peaceful protest? What's happening? What are you seeing?
Well, I mean, look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire.
How dare Donald Trump make your residents burn those robot taxis? And why would Donald Trump order your rioters to beat up the other rioters? As Donald Trump's 4D move makes this militia shut down the streets in your city to chant F Mayor Karen Bass and F Governor Gavin Newsom. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom keep complaining about Trump when he's realistically the only thing keeping the mobs from getting them. But no, Newsom being stupid is his brand, as his priority today is suing President Donald Trump for manufacturing his California crisis. As Gavin wants to gaslight you into thinking there were no riots until Trump deployed the National Guard. But as Anthony Cabasa clearly shows us, they were destroying the city well before Trump got involved. And in what's just a masterpiece of idiocy, actor James Woods shows us burning cop cars in LA, but Newsom retweets it saying, "This video is from 2020. And Dalton points out, yes, this video isn't from 2025 when Newsom let LA burn, it's from 2020 when Newsom let LA burn, as plenty of other replies reminded him that his city is indeed currently burning. Gavin Newsom is like if gaslighting was a person, as they first tried to lie and say, these are peaceful people protesting peacefully. Nobody is burning any cars.
Actually, the real question is, how did these people, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, gets away with it? I mean, seriously, how come they're not prosecuted? I mean, President Trump has the ability. I mean, is it the federal government can do that? Tell me something, folks. Can the federal government sue or perhaps arrest the state governor or the state mayor? Say in the comments. Also, that is gaslighting. Yeah, that's gaslighting. I'm pretty much certain 2020 is much bigger, doesn't have that much.
Maybe they are burning cars, but they're just having fun.
And turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn into a massive confrontation and altercation between officers.
A bunch of people having fun watching cars burn is the new fiery but mostly peaceful. And no matter how much you hate the mainstream media, you don't hate them enough. As they're now saying, This footage isn't even recent.
A lot of these algorithms are surfacing hours old or even days old content. So you might be looking at a video of something, wondering what's happening in LA. It's actually from 2 days ago.
Good to know it's not pertinent if my vehicle was burned a couple hours ago, or maybe even yesterday. CNN thinks you being able to remember things is the real problem. That is, when they're not having the mayor on to lie to you about other things.
Okay, before that, I'm gonna make another video on the credibility of journalists. Not just video game journalists, but journalists in general. Also, here, let me show you one thing. Take a look at this video. About a day ago, and by the time of this upload, it's already been 2 days ago. I'm probably certain every video here, what was that, 2 days, maybe 3 days ago? Something like that. And this one shows you when it was posted. So you have to make an assumption that it happened recently. Because remember, when trending topic happens, after it starts, it usually peaks out about 2 days later.
Enforcement officers can handle this situation.
And a couple hours later, the LAPD chief said the exact opposite.
We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
But don't worry. Democrat congresswoman from some other state is saying LAPD is lying.
I was surprised at the way that the police chief was describing all of this. There had been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody.
Because nobody is out there smashing the windshields of squad cars, bashing out the back windows of their undercover SUVs, threatening to tamper with their food.
You go to cover, Nick. I'm fake. I know you do, dog. I'll spit on your plate. I'll put my on your plate. Your family, your kids. That's how it is. I can't sleep comfortably because of you.
And that restaurant Cava is screwed, as either they ignore this, making every conservative in America concerned that their restaurant will do disgusting things to their dishes, or they immediately and publicly fire him and everybody else participating in these protests, and then they likely lose the angry mobs on the left. Either way they lose, just because one idiot decided to say he recognized one cop from work in a speech saying he's so tough, but then also admitting he can't sleep at night because he's scared.
You know what? I feel sorry for you Americans. To my American viewers who are from California, you don't deserve Mayor Karen Bass or Gavin Newsom. I'll just say Newsom. President Trump was right. Governor Newsom, incompetent.
We're gonna dox you. We're gonna dox you.
And these aren't idle threats, as that scanner account originally dropped addresses of federal buildings, but then released hotel information on where ICE agents were allegedly staying, until somebody turned around and shared his address where he thought that was unacceptable. And then Insider Wire found his real name, showing paperwork that suggests he's had a felony stalking conviction, that he apparently wanted that post immediately removed, then posting a formal apology stating he should not have posted those addresses, and if he has broken the law, he'll turn himself in, then completely deleting his account.
As a Malaysian myself, you have my sympathy, Americans. Tell me something, to all my American viewers. First question is that, which state are you from? Within those states, were there any violent protests like this one in California or similar to California? Answer those in the comments. And most importantly, to my viewers who are from California, who voted for Mayor Karen Bass or even Gavin Newsom? And most importantly, do you still want those two idiots to still be in power? Answer that in the comments. Sometimes, regardless of what country it is, when it comes to this, the average American, they don't want anything to do with it. And I know many average American viewers here, all of you have your own problems, and you have to deal with things like this. And I'm 100% certain that most Californians this time will never, ever vote for, or perhaps vote for a re-elected Mayor Karen Bass or Governor Gavin Newsom. 100%. What's the term for a governor and a state mayor? How long does it last? I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe, everybody. Listen, when I say this, it will come to a point where there's gonna be one person or one successful video game or person to completely end this woke mind virus for good. And also the quote that I mentioned, Captain John Price's quote in Modern Warfare 3 2011, how quickly people forget that all it takes to change one course of history is the will of a single man. And I meant what I said. It will come to a point where one person is going to shut down the woke mind virus and probably, in the process, force Gavin Newsom to resign and Mayor Bass to resign as well. What are the odds that Karen Bass or Gavin Newsom leave or perhaps cannot resign? or refuse to resign. Yeah, refuse to resign. Or refuse to resign. Yeah, what are the chances are that? I'd be shocked both of them resign after this debacle. I'd be shocked that Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom resign, or perhaps this case gets arrested for it, because the way they're handling, it's probably going to get even worse. Because don't forget, they just issued a curfew. Is that going to work? I don't know, but maybe they were right. Karen Bass is a complete fool. Seriously, how come there was an LA fire while she goes on vacation?
Everything that was asked of us, we've done. Every night we lay in a filthy foxhole praying the enemy won't slit our throats. Every day we've spent crawling through the mud and the dirt while bullets whistle all around. This is the enemy's last stand. When we take Shuri Castle, we go home. All of us.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. You can visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.
We did it. It's over. It's finally over.